Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at Junk Art. Junk Art is going to be a 2 to 6 player game, and this is going to be published by Pretzel Games. In Junk Art, you are going to be trying to complete different objectives and create freestanding art and gain the most points possible by the end of each of the rounds. There are going to be 3 rounds in the game, and each of them are going to have unique goals and scoring mechanisms to them. So let's go ahead down to the table here. I'll show you how to play the game, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so this is Junk Art. In the game of Junk Art, you're going on a world tour. You're going to visit 3 different cities on your world tour, and you're going to try to gain the most points by the end of the game. Now, to set up, every player is going to get one of these bases here, and they're going to decide whether they're going to lay it flat or on its side. I'm going to lay it flat. And then you're going to shuffle up the Junk Art deck here, and you're going to place it face down. Now there's one with cactuses on it. Those cards there are not going to be in this game unless you own Flick 'em Up, and Flick 'em Up has those little cactuses, and you would add that to the pile of Junk Art that you have here. Then you would place out 3, whoops, not these ones. Those are the ones you can put what you want on them. You're going to get 3 cities and place them out. And that's going to be the 3 cities that you're going to use for the game. And this deck is pretty thick, so you have a lot of different cities you can go to. And this one here you would remove unless you own Flick 'em Up, because that one requires the cactuses. Now, once you have those 3 up and everyone has their player bases, you're going to pick who's going to be the first player, and normally it's the last person who visited an exhibition is the start player, and that player is going to get the first player card. Now you're finished setting up. Now you need to read through each of these. So we're going to go them in order from left to right. Another thing I didn't mention in this game, you also need to make sure that you're within your player count for these. I don't take them out. If I flip it over and I notice that it's not in our player count, I discard it, and then I would have picked another one. And you're going to play through these 3 rounds. Now, when you're playing through these 3 rounds, you're going to be doing different objectives based on the location of the city. But in general, there's some basic rules for placement of pieces. So when you pick up a piece and you put it on, you're going to place it on your block. Now, you can move this block if you want. You can place them directly on this or another piece. You can... So let's say I have this, I can use the piece I'm placing to push another piece over a little bit if I wanted to, but I can't directly touch any of the existing pieces. I can also use 2 hands if I want, and like I said, I can use my hand to place these. So that's basically the rules on how you're allowed to touch the pieces in the game itself. Now, how they're going to play? Well, that completely depends on each of these cities. Like I said, you're going to have 3 cities. There's a huge stack, so each game will have really unique in which order and what you do. But you're going to look at these, and they're going to show you the different things that are going to be required for the game. However, most of the time, like I said, what I'll do is I will look at the back of the book here for the explanation. Okay, so if I'm looking at this city right here, I'm going to look in the back of the book here. It shows that's in the player count. Goal, most placed pieces. Bonus for all tallest structure. Exhibition end, when one player has placed all their pieces. So deal each player 10 face down cards. So we'll get 10 of these cards face down, each player. When the start player says go, all players simultaneously flip their cards from their deck. Each player must then find the matching piece and place it onto the structure. After placing your piece, draw the next card, find that piece and place it. You do not need to wait for the other players. In fact, the faster you are, the better. Continue until you've placed all 10 of your pieces. If any piece falls from the structure, that player must replace those pieces one at a time in any order before continuing. So basically for this one here, you are going to flip this card, and now I need to place this piece. So I grab the piece from here and I place it down. Then I'm going to do the next one. And the round will end once someone has actually placed all their pieces. And the scoring will occur here. If you've placed all 10 pieces, you're going to get 5 fans, which these are going to be your fan tokens right here. If you place 7 to 9 pieces, you're going to get 3 fans. If you place 5 to 6, you're going to place 1. If you're the tallest structure, we will also get a fan. And that is going to be this city. Next, you would go on to New York. So you look in the book, and for New York's going to fall in the player count. It's going to be tallest structure is the goal when the star card is revealed. So there's a star card in this deck. And you'll have to get it out. I think I accidentally shuffled it in. Oh, by the way, the starting token is this. There's a star card. Also, you would take out these cactuses if you don't have Flick 'em Up. But the star card's this. So you're going to need that for New York. And New York, getting set up in New York, you're going to cut the junk deck into 3 roughly equal decks, A, B, and C. Put a star card, the cops, face down in deck C. So we're going to be, let's say we have A, B, and C, and I'll put the cops in C. And then what you're going to do then is you're going to stack A to B and B to C. Okay, so that's going to be your end game right there. All right, on your turn, choose one of the face-up cards. Deal 3 junk cards face up. And leave the rest in the face-down deck. On your turn, you're going to choose one of the face-up cards, find the matching piece, and place it in your structure. If the piece you just placed touches another piece of the same color or shape, you must place another piece by choosing another face-up card. Your turn ends when there's no face-up cards, or you have a color that does not touch the same color. When your turn ends, you're going to make sure you have 3 more cards out. And play continues in player direction until you hit the star. At the end of the round, the tallest structure is going to get 5 fans, the second tallest is going to get 3 fans, and the third tallest is going to get 1 fan. All right, so that is New York. And finally, in this game, we're going to go to Indianapolis. So if we go to Indianapolis, you're going to look at Indianapolis in the book here. And Indianapolis here is going to be goal most placed pieces, bonus for tallest structure, exhibition end when all cards are played, deal out 10 cards. When the start player, to each player, when the start player says go, simultaneously flip the first card from their deck. Each player must then find the matching piece and place it onto their structure. Once you place your piece, shout done. The turn ends and all but one player has said Once you've placed your piece, shout done. The turn ends when all but one player has said done. That player does not get to place their piece and returns their piece to the supply. Continue as such until all cards have been played. If you have placed 10 pieces here, you're going to get 5 fans, 7 to 9 pieces, 3 fans, 5 to 6 pieces, 1 fan, and if you have the tallest structure, you get a bonus fan. So that's going to be the same. There's going to be one for each of these cities in here for the large deck there, which are explained really well. I do highly recommend reading this out to the players before you start your round. And like I said, every game you're going to have 3 different ones in here come out, so you can play multiple different rounds, and the game goes pretty quickly depending on which scenario it is. Some of them take a little longer than others, but whatever. So let's go ahead back up to the table here, and I will give you my opinion of junk art. All right, junk art is a really great dexterity game. I am really bad at dexterity games, but this is one of the best dexterity games I've played. The other one up there is going to be Rhino Hero. I really love Rhino Hero. I really think this game is also awesome. All the different shapes really make you think on how you need to place these out. And with all the different locations having different objectives and different scoring, there's a ton of replayability to this game, like a lot. And I do have Flick 'em Up so I can actually use those extra cards in there too. So with the cactuses, that's really cool. But overall, this is an amazing game. If you like dexterity games, this is one of the best ones I've ever played. So if you like dexterity games, I would highly, highly recommend checking out junk art. Component quality in the game is amazing. Weird thing with the box, I don't know why they have it separated by color, because you totally don't do that in the game. I don't know why they don't have one bin in there to store them all. But whatever, that's a super small gripe on the game itself. But yeah, great component quality. Love the super high replayability in this game with all those different locations. Really just a great game. If you like it, you're going to be able to play this a lot, and every game is going to feel different. So that's my thoughts on Junk Art. Thank you for watching.